What's the emotional difference between hearing a lion's roar and knowing that you've just stood beside the very people that made that encounter possible?
Yeah, for me, I mean, that's the thing. It's an incredible feeling. Years ago, the Tarangire lion population was in steep decline. The community, together with our team, has come back and brought that roar back, not just to the national park, but also to the communities surrounding the park. And actually, when you talk to a Maasai elder who tells you about, the disappearance of that roar and the return and what that means to him in terms of his legacy, in terms of his culture, and how important the lion is to the culture, and how important it is to him that his grandchildren are hearing the roar of a lion. That's something really special when you see how important this wildlife is beyond your own eyes, but from a community perspective. It's very, very special.
Welcome, luxury enthusiasts, to the Luxury Travelers Podcast, hosted by Rodney George. The ultimate passport to opulent destinations, extravagant experiences, and unparalleled indulgence. Whether one is a seasoned jet setter or daydreaming of the next lavish getaway, the Luxury Travelers Podcast has it all covered. So buckle up and prepare for a journey into the lap of luxury. Now, your host.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is to you when you finally are getting around to watching this episode of the Luxury Travelers Podcast. We have a guest who may be familiar to you from a couple of times previously on our show, but we also have a big surprise for you today, and I'm going to save that and let Tim introduce our big surprise. But Tim Tetzlaff is the Director of Conservation for the Naples Zoo, and Tim, I think you've got probably the most exciting safari opportunity coming up next year that I've seen from you, or from for that matter, for most anyone else. And so, Tim, why don't you say hi to everybody and then introduce our special guest, and we'll get rolling.
Oh, good morning, Rodney. Good afternoon or good evening. I am thrilled to be able to offer an experience like this to travelers. As you know, we only do a very limited number of safaris, 1 or 2 a year. And to be offering this kind of rare access behind the scenes safari on a luxury safari is extraordinary. So without further ado, my co-host for this safari is going to be the CEO of African People and Wildlife, Dr. Laly Lichtenfeld. That's a NGO, a non-government organization based in Tanzania with about 250 members of her team. And they're celebrating their 20th year. So we're looking forward to having a wonderful time together, exploring a lot of different things they do on the ground there. So it is truly rare access to the professionals in conservation while still being in a completely luxurious environment, but getting to step into the shoes of some of the people doing the work there. But I'll let Laly talk a lot more about that as we discuss the safari. So hello, Laly.
Hi, Tim. So thrilled to be talking with you all, calling in from Tanzania, my home for the last 25 years. So excited to be able to welcome people to Tanzania next year on this incredible journey that we have crafted together. We are going to be going to some of the most wonderful places, meeting the people behind the scenes that are just doing remarkable conservation work, helping to save the big cats, elephants, rhinos, and all the other little critters out there too. So I'm just so thrilled to be here with you all today and to be talking about this wonderful trip.
Well, I know that you guys don't ever put anything together that's just vanilla. But on this trip in particular, and Tim, why don't you handle this one? I know that almost every safari promises, wildlife, and even some of them promise luxury. But what are the moments on this particular safari that you guys have put together just simply aren't available on other out-of-the-box safaris?
Actually, I'm going to let Laly handle the majority of that because she's the one that makes all this possible. But I will start off with one experience with the rhinos that is extraordinary that we have inside Ngorongoro Crater. We're going at a time of year when it's a perfect time to be in Tanzania for the wildlife and to be able to be in the crater and have the rangers take us off-road where other tourists are not allowed to go. And that's a very special experience to be able to see the rhinos in that space and some of the other animals that we encounter along the way, but guided by the head of the rhino program. And then we'll kick back after that and enjoy lunch together with their team after just seeing some extraordinary sights. But we start off right away in Mkomazi National Park with some of Laly's team. So I'll let her highlight some of the special things that make this safari unlike any other.
Mkomazi, of course, is a remarkable national park, but very little known. So we will have the opportunity to cruise around in Mkomazi and see very few others. We'll have a very special experience there. Linking to rhinos, it has one of Tanzania's very critical breeding populations of rhinos. So we're going to be able to go and witness them. But we'll also be with our teams that are protecting elephants in the Mkomazi landscape. Elephants that are moving from Kenya and Tanzania across wide landscapes. We're tracking them, and we'll have the opportunity to meet the team, to talk about the challenges, maybe even meet some of the national park staff, get behind the scenes and really understand conservation from the people who are doing it on the ground every day. We, of course, have the wonderful opportunity in Ngorongoro, and then other opportunities to witness our work. We're going to be heading off, of course, to the Serengeti and talking a lot about the wonders of the migration, the largest migration on the continent that we're going to be able to see, the wildebeest and the zebra. But then after that, heading to my home, the Tarangire Manyara landscape. We're going to be able to witness women who are, protecting the land through beekeeping. They're putting up hives, they're harvesting honey, they're improving their livelihoods while they're protecting their environments at the same time. And boy, are they amazing ladies to meet. And we'll also see things like living walls, our environmentally friendly, predator-proof corrals. We'll meet our teams. And at one point on this lovely adventure, you'll even get to have lunch in my home of the last 25 years at our Nolaholo Environmental Center. Just on my back porch there, we'll have a home-cooked meal and really talk about what life has been like out there over the last 25 years.
And it's really delicious as well. So, and just to give you an idea, a lot of people hear beekeeping and conservation and protection. That's based on Tanzanian law that protects the land around the beehives because they realize the importance of pollinators. So to give you some perspective of the impact, in the last decade, because of beekeeping, these programs have protected over 500,000 acres of habitat. For the folks in Florida, imagine driving from Naples to the East Coast, look left 3 miles, look right 3 miles the entire way. That's 500,000 acres. And that's the equivalent of what's been protected through that beekeeping program. So you'll get a lot of these behind the scenes experiences, talking with the real people doing the work, not just, some canned lecture that comes out and, talks for 10 minutes. It's directly connected to Laly and the work. We've been supporting this work for the last decade. Very happy to be along for half of that 20 years and supporting 11 of their staff for their salaries. So we've got a great team here, and to craft this custom safari, we wanted to make sure this is true luxury safari. We take as many of the bumps out of safari as possible. You'll still get a few bumps. It'll be a genuine safari to be sure. But we've got private charter planes to take you from place to place. So we can go at the times we want to go. So we're not beholden to bad scheduling times. And you're not going to have those long days of bumpy travel where you got 7 hours in the vehicle to get from one place to the other. So we're trying to, I've been taking safaris to East Africa for 15 years. And so as you learn and understand what makes a very enjoyable safari, we refine that more and more. Again, we're not beholden to particular properties where we have to go to a particular place. We choose the property that's best for your safari, for the landscape and proximity. So even up in the northern Serengeti that Laly mentioned, will be up there along the Mara River, which is famous for the wildebeest crossings. So we'll be up in that landscape, and the camp we have is basically the center of the crossing zone. So we've got great access to brake left or brake right to check for those crossings. So it is truly custom crafted.
Many safaris, luxury safaris, really concentrate on the wildlife, but I think you guys are kind of taking a little bit of a different approach, and not only the wildlife, but the people that are there, the people who don't see tourists every day, the women entrepreneurs that Laly was just talking about. Those are kind of an essential part of this safari, I believe, aren't they?
It sure is. And, after 25 years living here in Tanzania and talking to many travelers that come through, that's often the piece that they miss most. They don't get the opportunity to really meet the people of Tanzania. And I tell you, these are the most wonderful people in the world. So kind, so generous, so wonderful to speak to. And we're going to be talking to the real conservation champions on the ground. This work is difficult. It is hard. They do it with a smile. They give every last bit to their efforts, and they are so excited to always meet and talk about their work and show people what they're doing. So I think that really makes it very unique. It's not canned. Like Tim said, you'll have the opportunity just to chat with them, ask whatever questions you want. And really have open conversations about the challenges and the excitement around conservation in Tanzania.
Well, and I know that you're going to have some encounters with your staff as well, I believe, right?
Absolutely. So some of my team members, we started APW 20 years ago. It's our 20th anniversary, and many of the team have been with us the whole way through, and they have built the organization. So we'll meet some of the high-level team members who are directing the initiatives on the ground. We'll also meet some of the folks that come from the local communities and are driving conservation in their own communities. It's really a community-led approach, and that also makes it very unique.
Yeah. I just have to think, a lot of people probably sitting here going, I've heard that name Laly Lichtenfeld before. And maybe it was a safari you did with Tim a couple of years ago, but it just might be that they have been thumbing through their National Geographic, right?
That's right. Yeah, I am a National Geographic explorer. Been so fortunate to have a very long-term relationship with National Geographic. And they really helped us in the early years to spread the message about big cat conservation and continue to work with them today. In fact, one of the team members that you may meet is also a National Geographic explorer, Alais Morandad, and he's a Maasai elder and absolutely just a wonderful gentleman to meet.
Wow. That would be that might fall under bragging rights there. But Tim, I know that that's one of my favorite phrases, and I suppose that Tim probably gets tired of hearing it. But what are the guests going to come away with as far as bragging right stories to share back home beyond just seeing lions and elephants?
Yeah, and I want to be very clear. This is first and foremost a luxury safari, so you will have all the amenities, all the wonderful places that you will see on a lot of other safaris, but we've crafted it so you get the best of. And the truly special moments on safari are the moments you're interacting with people, along with those stunning wildlife moments as well, because it brings a richness to the safari. I know a lot of safaris, the most impact or most contact rather you have with the Maasai community is stopping by for 45 minutes or an hour at one of the communities. And it's very much a tourist experience. And it's an experience that a lot of people enjoy. What I've wanted to do is take that experience, which there's going to be somebody coming in half an hour after you are, and they're going to see the same people and go through that same thing. The people we're going to be talking to, they don't see tourists 2-3 times a day. We're going to be talking to communities that are completely out of those tourist routes. And so it's a genuine experience to meet with these people. And I think that's true no matter where you travel in the world. You can be standing on the Great Wall of China, or you can be on a river cruise in Europe. And it's the people you meet along the way that truly make the difference. And the ability for Laly to coordinate some of those 250 team members to make those experiences special for us. That's the stories you're going to come home with, the people you met and what they're doing, how hard it is, but also the successes. I mean, she's brought lions back to areas where the night was quiet and now the roars are there. and the pride the community has that they have been part of that solution to bringing the prides back.
The pride that they have a pride.
The pride for the pride.
Indeed.
And I would add to the authenticity, Tim, it's also, I mean, we are working with teams that really know these landscapes. They have a feel for the wildlife. They have a feel for their people. So sometimes we just end up in the right place at the right time because we kind of have an innate understanding of the environments. I mean, Tarangire is my backyard. So we'll be, poking our nose around some very special places that other people might not know as well. And I think that sometimes contributes to just remarkable sightings that, I know you and I have had some very special ones with folks in the past, and hopefully that continues just because we have a team that really understands the landscape.
So what's the difference, since we're on lions here, what's the emotional difference between hearing a lion's roar and knowing that you've just stood beside the very people that made that encounter possible?
Yeah, for me, I mean, that's the thing, it's an incredible feeling. Years ago, the Tarangire lion population was in steep decline. The community, together with our team, has come back and brought that roar back, not just to the national park, but also to the communities surrounding the park. And actually, when you talk to a Maasai elder who tells you about, the disappearance of that roar and the return and what that means to him in terms of his legacy, in terms of his culture, and how important the lion is to the culture, and how important it is to him that his grandchildren are hearing the roar of a lion. That's something really special when you see how important this wildlife is beyond your own eyes, but from a community perspective. It's very, very special.
It's a really rich thing to get the full color of that. I mean, seeing some of these sites, I mean, they're Instagram moments to be sure, but you can see Instagram moments from other people. This is providing the depth to that experience that makes it very meaningful.
So those are kind of the moments that you and I were talking about the other day that make you say that this is what makes this so unusual and so unlike anything else, right?
Yeah, it's, again, there are many luxury safaris departing every day. So this is something that is truly different because those safaris that are departing all the time, they can't meet with these people because they're involved with their regular life. They've got jobs to do. So because we're coming just for this one safari in 2026, they pull out of the stops to come say hello and share what they're doing.
Tim, what are the dates of this trip for next year?
The official start date is August 14th. Let me just make sure I don't misspeak. August 14th through the 25th. But we do have a wonderful experience if you come in a day or two early to do an actual walking safari in Arusha National Park, take you up to see a lovely waterfall. You get to be on the ground with giraffe. So there's some wonderful things going on there. I can run through the itinerary real quick, and Laly, if you can provide any color along the way, just so they see the full run of the itinerary. So again, private chartered connections through all these places. So from where you land at Kilimanjaro International Airport, we'll go over to Mkomazi, incredible experiences with elephant there, as well as the rhinos. Then we fly
rugged
up.
Savanna landscape, very beautiful, surrounded by mountains. It's just a very, very special place that very few people go.
Yes. If you mention Mkomazi to most people, they will just have a blank look on their face. But from there, we will fly up to Ngorongoro, the crater, where this is a World Heritage Site, largest unflooded, unbroken caldera in the world, about 25,000 large animals down there. So we'll have 2 opportunities to go down in the crater. Most people only take one. And this is where we'll meet up with the rhino team and get off-road experiences. And then, of course, it's up into the world-renowned Serengeti National Park. We will be staying a very short distance from the river. And again, so close in proximity, we can go to where the crossings are and wait for that iconic moment. You can never guarantee it, but we're in the right place at the right time. From there.
And Tim, we'd be remiss if we didn't say we might have a few sundowner moments here and there too. That's going to be a lot of fun, isn't it?
Oh, yes. And
just here and there, we're going to raise a toast once or twice, I think, in a very beautiful place.
That's where Tim gets to play bartender, right?
That's right. Exactly.
No, they got professional bartenders. It's a wonderful thing. I love the East African lagers, but a gin and tonic is a very traditional safari beverage. So yes, we will definitely have some of those special moments, meals in the bush, sundowner toasts, absolutely. And Serengeti is an incredible place to do that. And beyond the river, we're in Serengeti. So the wildlife is extraordinary. Even if the river were not there, this is one of the most magical places on earth to get into that natural environment. And from there, we fly into a private airstrip. We got special permission to land there, which I was so happy about, to explore some of the programs that African People and Wildlife do, and then game drive into the park. And Tarangire is the home of elephants. About 85,000 large animals move into Tarangire during the dry season, including those elephant herds, plus those magnificent baobab trees. The landscape just screams Africa at you. And so we've got time down there to both enjoy the park, enjoy the programs with Laly, and then we have one more flight, quick, about 25-minute hop back to Arusha. We'll get a great opportunity to enjoy shopping in town. So anybody who wants to pick up their Tanzanite, we've got great opportunities for that, along with all the other souvenirs you'd want to take home, artwork, the whole thing. And we started off with VIP entry. So while the other few hundred people are walking to the plane, you are being escorted to a private building where you sit on nice leather couches and you process into the country about as relaxed as you can. And as wonderful as that is coming into the country, it's 10 times better on the way out, because you don't go through 2 security screenings, standing in the line, filling out forms that are very confusing. So we handle all the things on safari that people wonder about. We take care of your tips. We take care of your laundry. We carry your bags. We provide you a bag. All those things along the way that people can kind of get like, I don't know what to do. Don't worry about it. We got that covered for you.
So if you guys are just hearing from Tim for the very first time, you might get the idea that he and Laly have done this before.
Well, we've done it a few times before. So that's why building this together and making it the truly special experience has been so fun, and I'm looking forward to it very much.
And that's part of the fun too, is Tim and I kind of behind the scenes, just flexing things depending on how you're feeling, depending on, new opportunities that come to us. We have a really good time making sure that you have the best possible time in your visit to Tanzania.
Yeah, and in wrapping this thing up, there's kind of a good news, bad news thing here. The good news is it's limited to 12 people. The bad news is it's limited to 12 people, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Indeed. Yeah,
it needs to be a small group. Yep. Yeah, so that we can offer these intimate experiences, of course. So you also have room in the vehicles. You're not squished in together. We really just want to make it comfortable, intimate, and authentic.
Yeah, for the people who've been on safari before, we're at 6 per vehicle. We added a bonus vehicle. So it's 4 people per vehicle. So if you've got another couple you want to travel with, you'll be traveling in a private vehicle with just your 4 people.
Nice. Well, I can't tell you. I mean, I've been to Africa several times myself, and I'm sitting here and listening to this, and I'm just like, this is a dream trip, if ever there was one, to go to Africa. If you want to get deep into the knowledge and understanding, and if you happen to want to watch Tim dance with a Maasai.
Watch the Maasai. They're much better.
I want to see how high you can jump without bending your knees.
That's noted.
I got to bend my knees to cheat.
Lily, I want videos of that, okay?
That's been noted.
Well, guys, we want to keep this short so that people will get the gist of it, but we have a ton of information that can come along to them as well. This has been so much fun. I could talk to you guys all day long. This has been fun. And folks, if you're interested, let us know right away, because with 12 people, 12 seats, I guess one family could come in and take the whole thing. Anyway, speaking of families, that's not a bad idea. A multi-generational private luxury trip to Tanzania. Wow.
Very fun.
Well, just like we say when we close up anything, Tim, you got any last thing you want to say? Because I was just about to shut it down, and then I thought I better give you the last word here.
come have a fun time with a couple friends who really love Africa and one who's lived there for 25 years. You'll have an incredible experience.
Well said. So get out there and remember, everybody, enjoy yourself. It is truly later than you think. Bye for now.
Thanks for joining us on the Luxury Travelers Podcast. For more information, head on over to luxurytravelerspodcast.com to connect with our team or leave us a message. Until next time, safe travels and savor the extraordinary.